Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's all right. Let me just do what I have to do to make sure that everything is okay. This is going to go. Okay, here we go. This. Open the chat here. And expand it here. And we'll have this on the left side. There we go. I think that's going to be fine. Here we go. Here we go. And I think that's pretty cool. Put this here. One of the days today that I have been compressed by the schedule and time. And here. Let's go. Pretty good. So, hello, everybody. Nice to have you here. We are on the live show, the Wednesday edition or Thursday edition, depending where you live, because 0 UTC is Thursday for the rest of the world. But in North America, we are on Wednesday evening. Nice to have everybody on board. Let me just check it out here. This is okay here. Yeah, I know that's happening there. And we'll take the tablet for the email. So we'll be having fun tonight, as usual. Hope that everybody is going to have fun. We have a lot of newbie questions tonight, okay? We have an email, and it comes from Frederick. Frederick lives in France, and he has a lot of questions. It is, he's been listening to shortwave for 3 months, and one of the reasons he's been listening to shortwave is because of me. So he's got kind of tons of questions, newbie style, and that's perfect. I told him, look, if it's okay with you, I'm going to answer those questions live because we have quite a high number of people that come here that have never listened to shortwave. And we have a certain number that did listen to shortwave for a while, but might not necessarily be in, the know of what's happening and the knowledge of all of it. It's like every hobby. There's a lot of learning, and shortwave radio has a lot of different aspects of learning. And not everybody's technical, not everybody's, and today's radios, I gotta say, I get that message regularly. I gotta say they are kind of complex little boxes with a lot of little things in there. So we're going to try to answer as many questions tonight from Frédéric, since he's in France. And so he's been listening to the show for roughly 3 to 4 months. He's purchased his first radio, a Texan PL 330, because of me. And so we're going to answer the questions. He's not going to be listening now because, of course, it's very late in France right now. But I told him I'll be answering the questions in the live show because I think a lot of people will be enjoying that. And even when you're an experienced listener, you might say, well, newbie questions. Yeah, but we learn a thing or two sometimes from that. And, of course, I think it's a good occasion to kind of, start a little bit in the beginning of the hobby and the basics of the hobby. So, welcome aboard. Sorry. My name is Gilles. I'm located in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, northeast part of North America. We are here twice a week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 0 hours UTC. It's Wednesday in North America, but it's pretty much Thursday everybody else. And Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 20 hours UTC. We talk about radio, every aspect, shortwave, medium wave, long wave, technical questions or technical stuff of, antennas, radio listening and stuff like that. And tonight we'll have a pretty big variety of questions that I'm going to go through. And I think it's going to be interesting to see that. So, welcome aboard. We have a fantastic chat room with wonderful people that are here to help everybody, honestly. And hope that you are in there enjoying the show and maybe joining in. Also, we have a Facebook group, the official SWL channel group, which goes with the live shows we're doing here. So, of course, if you are, you know, if this show ends and you feel that there's something missing, the Facebook group is there. It's to continue in between those moments where we actually have all of this happening. And there's a lot of people posting about all sorts of aspects of their hobby, their radios they buy and things they do, videos of what they're listening to, and it's another great place to be. So, kind of a great community, and I think this is one of the best. I've been in other groups. I think this is one of the best clean communities where we're just here to have fun with radio and nothing else is tolerated, and idiots are not tolerated. So, welcome to everyone. That is for sure. Email if you're not in the chat room because of whatever reason, and not in Facebook, but you still want to say hi. Official shortwave radio at gmail.com. Official shortwave radio at gmail.com. And say hi and let us know where you are. And any details you want to share with us. It's always fun to have everybody here. Talking of email, we're going to check out the email immediately because we have people checking in general. We have we have Elizabeth that says hello from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. She says that she is happy to join in as usual and that she actually has caught COVID. Now, she says she doesn't feel too bad, but she feels like, light flu. And she says that she is in bed, but enjoying the show and listening into her radio that is next to her bed. So that is cool. And, take care of yourself. People that are vaccinated usually, have it a certain way, but not enough, not rough enough to go to the hospital. So take care, rest, listen to the radio, and you know what? This I think is a great place for that. We have Richard Lemke. Hello there, Mr. Richard Lemke, going with some of the prices of the Texan PL 330. That he's kind of amazed. And on Amazon, he's looking at prices. The PL 330 at $222.82, and another one at $192.35. Pretty crazy, eh? That's not worth it. And that is definitely people that are trying to really, really get a big profit for sure. And of course, he's talking also about the late Johnny Fever. For those that were WKRP fans, Johnny Fever has passed away. Let's put it like that. And so nice to have you here from St. Albert's, minus 18 degrees. It's funny how the temperature goes. Like when you guys are freezing, here it's warm. And where we're freezing, you guys are like in the warm. Here it's plus 5 Celsius, which is kind of close to 40 Fahrenheit tonight. But we're going to start to have rain tonight, changing to snow overnight. Tomorrow, snow about half a foot, and maybe some freezing rain a little later. And then we're going to have more cold. And I think coming, winter is here. We're still, early February. So we're in here in Montreal from mid January to mid February. It's the coldest time of the year. So we are in it now. And we're actually had a record breaking cold January here. It was darn cold. And actually, Hydro Quebec, the power company here, has has said that we broke several records in power consumption. I think the last number was 40,500 megawatts. So imagine that, a megawatt. But we, in the morning, a couple of days ago, were consuming 40,500 megawatts for our homes, for eating, for everything we were doing. It's an enormous amount of electricity coming from the dams that are in the north of the province here. So pretty crazy, and makes us kind of think we're lucky that the price of electricity here is very reasonable. I mean, look at how cold it is. This place here is not very well isolated. It has, of course, electrical heating, and you know what? We're going to be. I'm paying like 110, $115 per month. You got to think about it also that my computers are on like almost 24 hours and I've got like tons of things working all the time. It ain't that bad, honestly. So nice to have everybody here. And of course, the next email is Frederic that we will be answering questions in a very short while. So welcome aboard, everyone. Hope that you are going to enjoy tonight's show. It's always fun to be here. Just going to check something very quickly here. And here we go. Okay. So, what's going to be happening tonight? Of course, questions, and we'll just talk radio and see if anybody hears anything in the bands. I would like to ask one favor to you guys on the chat because the last two streams were choppy. I went and looked back at the recorded shows, and they do have low grade um, video at some times. So I want you to guys tonight, if for any reason, one person that has a problem is one thing because it could be your ISP or whatever. But if multiple people have the same problems that we had in the past week of bad video output, let me know because I'll be changing things around for Saturday. Just in case maybe it's the setup or something. I've been using the same setup for a long time, but who knows what could be the problem here. My output says okay, but I definitely see that through YouTube it was not. So if anything happens, let us know. Let me know, and we'll try to change the streaming. Before we start, I will be probably on the air very soon on my HF rig with my call sign Victor Echo 2 Zulu Zulu India for a simple reason. A good Samaritan, a fan of my show, is just as enough of me not being on the air on HF. So we are getting Mike from the state of New York. Actually, he's in upstate New York. Has graciously sent me an antenna he doesn't use anymore, which is an end-fed antenna, wire antenna, with a balun and even the coax to all put it up easily. And he says, look, I'm sending you this for free because I love what you do, and I want to hear you on the air and have a contact. It is a 40 to 6 meter end-fed wire antenna. So I got tracking. It's already left. So I don't know how long it's gonna take, but it's gonna be nice to have that. Hopefully, maybe next week. And you know what? When it's up and ready, I will post on the Facebook group a little message saying that I'm going to be calling CQ on some of the bands, like 20 and 40 meters. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to check that out. And it is really, really cool. So hope that everybody is going to have fun here tonight. We'll be answering the questions. and we'll be checking all of that. Okay, now let me take this. Bobby Burgess, WA5107 SWL in Louisiana. Nice to have you here. Matt, Denver, Colorado. Nice to have you here. MDK2. Kind of a little cold there, minus 11 Celsius. Dwayne, nice to have you here from Northeast Tennessee. Brad in WA5192 SWL and 5LUL. Nice to have you here. We have Scott. Nice to have you here in Massachusetts. TVDXer, ça va bien? J'espère que tu vas bien toi aussi. Nice to have you on board as usual. VE2FGJ, nice to have you on board. And yep, almost 33,000 subscribers, and it's growing. And the Facebook group has something like 2,300. Not too bad for a very niche radio thing. That's not bad, actually. Mad Max 2069, nice to have you here. Charlie McKee, nice to have you here. VE2XCC, checking in under the weather, more ways than one, west of Quebec City. Nice to have you on board. David, KJ4CMY, nice to have you here from Central Georgia. We have Keegan, XN80Xer from Northwest Arkansas. 45 unit, nice to have you here from Florida. We have Andy New from Bristol and the UK. Nice to have you on board. Yeah, today was Groundhog Day. So depending on the groundhog, there was one story that was kind of, well, it's not funny, but made me smile. I think it's in South Carolina that their groundhog was dead when they tried to see if we can have Groundhog Day. It's like, oops, passed away. No weather this year. Oh man, it happens. These are the things that happens. I mean, come on. Okay, what else do we have? Let me check it out. So 45 unit, nice to have you here. Andy New in UK. Zen Farrows, nice to have you here with SDR Duo and LE30 Umbra Loop. We have Jim from Rhode Island. Nice to have you here. Richard, nice to have you on board from Chicago, snowy Chicagoland. Stephen Wood from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Nice to have you here. Christian Marcoux, bonsoir, bienvenue from North Bay, Ontario. Blue Metal, nice to have you here. Just got the PL330 because of me, or this channel, which is pretty much me. So cool. Great little receiver. Oscar Kevin, nice to have you on board. Where are you located, my friend? The Win 1960, nice to have you here from New York. Richard, nice to have you on board from Albany, New York. Waiting for the real live show storm, the real live snowstorm. Here we're going to have snow, but we're not going to have as bad as a storm. At first, a couple of days ago, it was like we're supposed to have a foot. Now they've kind of cut it down to 15 centimeters, which is half a foot. Blue Metal, do I have a question about the 330? Can you scan single sideband with the radio? I couldn't figure it out, so I'm guessing no. No, and there's no reason to scan single sideband either, because single sideband, so, like ETM scan relies on a signal being there. So when you're scanning the international broadcast bands, there is a carrier. It can stop on the carrier. But when you're scanning single sideband, it can easily miss out on a conversation that actually is there at the moment. It's just because single sideband, there's no carrier. So when they're not talking, that brief instant that it's scanning through the conversation where nothing is happening, it's going to continue. So there's no reason. Plus the fact that almost everything that is single sideband is temporary. So you might hear something now, but not in an hour from now and stuff like that. So you cannot do that scan. And it's not really useful. You'd rather do a scan manually and tune in the bands instead. So in every radio, by the way, it's not just a PL330. Every radio actually pretty much does not scan. Even a couple of radios that did scan, because there were a few Texans that scanned, there were firmware updates to stop that. It was not a feature that they wanted to have. It was just that they didn't kind of think that it was going to be happening. So cheers, vodka and cranberry juice. What else do we have? RJDA Dakota, nice to have you on board, my friend from Wentzville, Missouri. We have Rufus Newt from Laurentian Valley, Ontario. Heavy, wet, greasy snow here. Yeah, same here. I took the opportunity today to remove some of the snow in the back. Man, it was like heavy, wet snow. Perfect snow to make, a snowman. But boy, DJW883. Nice to have you on board from Southeast Pennsylvania. We have everybody saying hello to Elizabeth, of course. Timothy, nice to have you here from QX8ZR. That's an interesting call. QX8ZR. Andy New says hello to Elizabeth. 45 unit. Just curious, is there a cross-reference roster of members, YouTube screen name versus Facebook name that are on here? Some of the folks here I'd like to converse with after the podcast. We don't really have that, but it's kind of interesting because there are names here, and there are different names on Facebook. So sometimes it's difficult to match who is who exactly. So sometimes some on the Facebook group will say, "Oh, I'm this guy in the chat room," so that we know who they are. But it's not always easy to match the Facebook name and the name that we have here from time to time. Oscar says the friend who is talking in the video is not one of the ZZ Top. I need the guitar and make that flip, that 360 flip. John Hummel Newell, V5JHN. I say have you here. What else do we have? Donald E. Smith from Bermuda. Nice to have you on board. Bet you that it's much warmer than here in Montreal. Blue Metal paid $80 for his 330. I think it was worth it considering it picks up better than my RTL SDR. You know, the RTL SDR V3, in all fairness, it's not what I recommend for easy SDRs in general. But in all fairness, for the price that it is, when it's set up with a proper antenna, it's okay. I mean, it picks up shortwave and does stuff, but it all depends on the setup, and that's the big thing here. Mickey Delmage, nice to have you here from Sherwood Park. Hey, Duran Duran got nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now that one Sheldon is gonna like. Oh God. Happy Groundhog Day to everyone. Absolutely. Stephen Wood says video is bad tonight, breaking and pixelating. Okay, I'm gonna check that out because I'm wondering what's happening. I'm really wondering what's happening. You know what, guys? Would you guys mind if I'm gonna go down to chat. Okay, stop talking in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna go down to chat real fast. And how about I'll restart a stream that I'll post the links again, and I'll do it with a different machine, okay? And you guys can let me know what you guys think of the same feed with a different machine. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna start over, okay? What else we have? Richard Binder, nice to have you here from Dallas Fort Worth. We have MDK2, a bit choppy for the video. Okay, we're gonna check it out. So look, guys, I'm not even going to go down to the end. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to restart stream in about 20 minutes, 10 minutes. The time that I, do the stream and post the links, 10 minutes with a different machine. Okay, so we're going to be back about 10 minutes. Okay, guys, let's do that. And I want to have your impressions on how it's going to be. Is it good or not? So see you in 5-10 minutes.